And now it's time to get into the media review portion of our show, or as Professor Van Helsing calls it,
the ghastly paraphernalia of our beneficial trade.
That's right. Drop the boom, Abraham. Today we're covering the 1979 film Nosferatu the Vampyre, directed by Werner Herzog, starring Klaus Kinski, Isabella Gianni, and Bruno Ganz. This is supposedly a remake of Nosferatu in 1922, although there are quite a few differences. One, they're actually using the name Count Dracula, and two, they're amping up the love story quite a bit. Cinematography is dark and moody. Editing at times feels a bit slow, but I really like the score. I like the pace, and I think the script is very solid. Good performances all around, especially by Isabella Gianni, and Klaus Kinski is quite creepy. If you want a little bit of insight on Klaus Kinski, check out the documentary My Best Fiend, also directed by Mr. Werner Herzog. And if you haven't heard of Werner Herzog, shame on you. And you're a bad American. Just kidding. Fans also agree it is a solid film. It stands at a 7.6 on IMDb from 21,673 users. Runtime stands at 107 minutes or 96 for the theatrical, and it's set at a 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. Interestingly enough, 20th Century Fox, who distributed the piece, Herzog had two versions of the film filmed simultaneously, one in English and one in German. Herzog thought that the German was a little bit more authentic, but I also like the English version as well. It's very good, interesting piece, recommended very highly, gets the Dracula podcast seal of approval. Now, it is available on Blu-ray, but there are problems with it. The quality goes in and out. For example, on the ship going to Wismar, the color is very spectacular. You see the pixels. It has the proper grain, the aspect ratio, and the music is very clean. However, inexplicably, there are a lot of pops and crackles and visual noise you can see, especially in some of the blacks, and it is quite distracting to the performance. I went back and looked at this on DVD and VHS, and they don't have that. So Shout Factory did a good job, but that was something that should not have been overlooked. And yes, sometimes you want to avoid the processed feel, but in this case, it distracts from the overall narrative. There is also another version on Blu-ray, but that is a Region B. With our Region A Nosferatu the Vampyre, you can grab that today. I would recommend it, however, I would warn you that those crackles and pops, especially in the black, they are very irritating, and it happens multiple times throughout the picture. I really like Werner Herzog. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. He also did Grizzly Man, one of my favorite documentaries. And I love Isabella Gianni, and everyone does. Music composed by Pavlova. It's a really startling piece. And I know this goes against the horror community. And I'm not sure if I'm a part of it or not. I guess I am. But I like this better than the silent version of Nosferatu. I understand that that's blasphemy in many circles, but I do. I prefer this one. I think it has a better director. I think the script is more full. It's not about the words or the dialogue, but what's not said. It's those uncomfortable silences and those long, drawn-out scenes. Really interesting stuff. Nosferatu the Vampyre, made in 1979, is available on Blu-ray to get. Right now at Amazon.com, it stands at $14.99, but beware of the crackles and pops before you pick that up.